When estrogen drops, your metabolism slows, your fat shifts to your belly, and suddenly you notice you're aging faster. But it's not your fault, it's biology. The good news, you can reverse it by training your metabolism to work with your hormones, not against them. Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered, oh my gosh, whose body is this? You're eating the same way. You may even be exercising more, yet the weight is creeping up, especially around your waist. Your clothes don't fit, you're tired, inflamed, not sleeping, and no one warned you that it would feel like this. So let me tell you something important right away. This is not your fault. This is your biology, your hormones and survival mechanisms. But, and this is the part that no one tells women, you are not powerless. Your body isn't broken. It is simply playing by a different set of roles. At 40, I was 254 pounds. I'm 60 years old now. My BMI was 39, medically obese, and I was insulin resistant, pre-diabetic, exhausted, and ashamed. I eventually had lap band surgery and lost 60 pounds. And don't get me wrong, the surgery helped reduce my weight, but it did not fix my health. I still had insulin resistance. I still had high inflammation. My metabolic panel looked terrible. By the age of 52, I was showing signs of osteopenia, which I couldn't believe. That's the stage before osteoporosis. My bones were starting to thin. My waistline was over 42 inches. And I remember thinking, how am I aging this fast? And then menopause, or really perimenopause, hit like a slow-moving storm. Not overnight, more like everything started to quietly shift. Hot flashes, night sweats, anxiety, belly fat out of nowhere. Or in my case, it got worse. Then brain fog and that feeling like you're moving through mud physically and emotionally. And while all this happens inside of our bodies, life on the outside doesn't slow down. We're still working. We're still raising kids, some grown, some not fully grown. And for many of us, we're caring for our aging parents as well. We're the glue that holds it all together while no one is checking in to see if we're okay. That's why I'm making this video, not to scare you, but to help you understand what's happening inside your body so you could finally stop blaming yourself, because once you understand it, you can change it. So what's really going on during menopause? Hormones run the show, especially three key ones: estrogen, progesterone, and insulin. Estrogen is not a reproductive hormone. It actually protects us in dozens of ways. It helps us to stay insulin sensitive, meaning our bodies can handle carbs and sugar more easily. It tells our body where to store fat, mostly around the hips and thighs when we're younger, not in the belly. It protects our arteries and our brains and, yes, our bones. That gave us a leg up on our male counterparts. It helps regulate hunger, mood, and even how well we sleep. But during perimenopause, estrogen doesn't just drop, it swings up and down wildly like a broken roller coaster. I remember those days. Eventually, it starts heading in a downward direction for good. Progesterone is the first to fall. That's why women in their 40s are starting to notice anxiety, PMS like mood shifts, heavy periods that you never had before, and trouble sleeping. Then estrogen starts to decline. And that is where most women suddenly see their belly expand, even if nothing else has changed. Why? Because when estrogen decreases, insulin resistance increases. You can be eating the same amount of carbohydrates, but now your body doesn't process them the same way. So when you have more insulin to help process them, then that equals more fat storage. Fat redistributes to the abdomen. You know how you used to gain weight in your hips and thighs? Now it moves to the belly, specifically visceral fat, and that's the fat around your organs. That's not vanity weight. This is metabolic warning weight. Muscle mass decreases. Estrogen helps preserve lean muscle. Less estrogen equals less muscle, which then equals slower metabolism. Then comes cortisol, the stress hormone. When estrogen drops, the brain becomes more sensitive to stress. Cortisol levels rise faster and stay higher. What does cortisol do? Stores fat around, you guessed it, your midsection. Add in poor sleep from night sweats and hot flashes. Sleep deprivation raises ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, and lowers leptin, which is your I'm full hormone. So you eat more, crave more, and especially carbs. And just like that, you're in a hormonal storm. Estrogen is down, progesterone is down, insulin is up, and cortisol is up. Muscle down, belly fat up. You didn't fail, your hormones shifted, and no one handed you a new playbook. So now we understand the why. Let's talk about what we can actually do about it. I'm going to repeat, you are not broken. There is a way forward. When estrogen drops, it feels like your body is working against you. But here's the truth. Your hormones may have changed, but your metabolism isn't gone. It just needs a different operating system. And I say that from experience. At 40, I was 254 pounds, a BMI of 39. Lap band surgery helped me lose 60 pounds, but it didn't fix my insulin resistance. It didn't fix my metabolism. At 52, I developed osteopenia, weakened bones. I felt old, I was discouraged, and I assumed this is what just happens. But it wasn't. Today, I am 60 years old. My BMI is 26. My waistline is 30 inches, down from 42.5. I reversed osteopenia. No plastic surgery, no hormone replacement, just strategic nutrition, insulin control, muscle, protein, and a decision to stop letting menopause be the end of my story. So how do I do it? And how do my coaching clients do it every single day? Well, it starts with the truth. You can't control estrogen, but you can control insulin. Insulin is the hormone of fat storage, and when estrogen declines, insulin resistance rises unless you change the way you eat. This is why so many women tell me, I'm eating less than I ever ate before, and I'm still gaining. It's because in menopause, calorie restriction without insulin control equals muscle loss and more belly fat. So what do we do instead? Number one, we lower insulin with a low carb or ketogenic approach, or carnivore. It's a spectrum. You can decide. Not starvation, not 1,000 calories a day, real food, low sugar, low starch, high protein, and healthy fats. This pulls insulin down, which pulls fat out of storage. You can tap into it. Number two, prioritize protein to build and protect muscle. Muscle is your new estrogen. Muscle protects your bones, your metabolism, your mitochondria. And if you don't eat enough protein, you lose it. Number three, lift something heavy, anything, but build strength. Walking is great, but it doesn't build muscle. Squats, resistance training, Pilates reformer, bands, whatever you can do consistently. Number four, this is an important one. Get rid of inflammatory seed oils and ultra-processed food because inflammation plus insulin resistance plus low estrogen leads to heart disease, dementia, and belly fat. Number 5, salt, minerals, and sleep. Cortisol comes down when your body feels safe. Food stability, electrolytes, protein, these signal safety. Now let's talk estrogen protection and longevity. Before menopause, estrogen protected us. It kept our arteries flexible. It kept our brains sharp. It made our bones strong. It helped us burn glucose more efficiently. When estrogen drops, that protection is gone. That's why I always say we lost our estrogen safety net. So now we have to become strategic. This is not about looking like we're 20 again. This is about being able to hike with our grandkids, travel, stay out of the nursing home, avoid brittle bones, diabetes, dementia, and heart disease. Low carb, high protein nutrition isn't just for weight loss, it's a hormone strategy. It's mitochondrial strategy. It's bone strategy. It's longevity. And I want to say this too because it's real life. Most of us are trying to figure this out while we're still raising kids, or they move out and they come back. We're working, we're exhausted, and some of us are caring for aging parents, driving to the doctor's appointment, sitting in hospitals, making meals for everyone but ourselves. Nobody hands us a break. So if you're tired, I get it. If you feel like you don't have any energy to fix it, I understand. But you don't have to fix everything at once. You just have to stop fighting your biology and start working with it. So, when I coach women in perimenopause and menopause, do you know the first thing I tell them? You're not broken, your hormones change. Now we adapt. And then the second thing I tell them is you don't have to do this alone. If you need someone to walk you through this, to build a plan that works for your hormones, your lifestyle, your metabolism, that's exactly what I do in coaching. And I'd be honored to help you. Now, if you want proof that this works, I want you to watch the next video. I'm linking right here, somewhere at this side or this side, I'm not sure. It's where I show you my biological age test. I'm 60 years old and my biological age is 48. Not because of genetics, because I have lousy genetics. My father died at 52 of heart disease, and that's who I take after. Not because of hormone therapy, but because I lowered insulin, built muscle, reversed bone loss, healed inflammation, and fueled my body like it was worth saving, because it is. So click that next and I'll meet you over there.